Okay, so in this video I'm gonna talk about the importance of learning English. Learning English is a big key to success. Like, if you literally know English and know how to speak it, somehow it's gonna open so many doors in your life. It could be related with business, with opportunities, and just by the fact that you will get to know more people in your life. And if you get to know more people in your life, obviously you're gonna have like more opportunities in life. Learning English is crucial. Whenever you try to do something, just remember that if you know English, it's gonna be much more simple. Like when you're doing a homework, just remember that if you cite the question in English, you're gonna get like more opinions in English than what you did in Spanish, and that's how English works all the time. It also helps you to develop yourself in life and in works. And most of the time, you're gonna be like somehow smarter than others if you know English. That's how important English has been in our world.
I'm going to talk about how the English has become a good tool to success. I really think that people that speak English have the doors open to another world. They can expand their universe. They can be a world citizen, could be, because English is a universal language. Many countries in Europe, in North America, in other continents use the English language as their official language. So for a guy who doesn't speak English, learn this language is very important because with that you can make relationships. With that you can achieve many things in work, maybe in academic things, studies, or just to be a knowledge person. You can learn English, and it can help you a lot to be a successful guy.
Good afternoon. So today I'm gonna talk about the advantages of knowing English. So English is the international language around the world. So English might not be the most spoken language, but it's spoken in around 53 countries, and around 400 million people speaks English. If you want to travel to another country, the opportunities that you might talk to their natives on English, it's very high because the probabilities are that those people also know English. So another advantage is that English is the world's business language. This means that if you want to go into or enter to a good business and you want to apply to it, if you know English, there might be a very high opportunity that they might accept you, because English controls the business empire. So it's really important for knowing English as both wanting to go and travel around the world and because of business. Also, knowing English can get you more into the entertainment zone because most of the most important films or books are in English. So if you want to go to the movies and watching movies and it's only in English, it's a good advantage because you will know and understand everything and without reading any lyrics or anything like that. So that's a third advantage. And the fourth advantage is that knowing English gets you more to the internet side because many people that travels around the internet, most of the websites they go through are in English. So the probabilities of knowing English is very high because it gets you into business world, entertainment, internet, and you will understand everything. Business is the most important advantage of English because it gives you more opportunities, more careers, and it opens more space for you for your careers as a future employee. Thank you.
Disadvantages of learning English. One disadvantage of learning English might be that it takes time, it costs time, and it's not always cheap because a good course of English it can be expensive. Or for example, another advantage is that it's not always easy for everybody. There are persons that takes English as a second language very easy, and there are persons that it really can be hard for them to learn English.
Good afternoon. I'm going to talk about the importance of learning a second language. Nowadays, it is essential to learn another language, since other languages are used in most areas of knowledge and human development. The learning of different languages for students is a primary need. English, its strength lies in that it is the most studied language in the whole world. And another thing is that learning a second language helps your mental health, and it helps you think more, and it makes you smarter.
Good afternoon. Today I want to talk about why English is a tool for success. And English is a global language, and that is why it's important to know English as a second language, because almost all people in the world know English. There's 315 million people around the world speaking English as a first language, and there are 430 million people speaking it as a second language. So that says much about what English is so important. It's often called to the language of business, because almost every businessman know English, and trades and markets depend on a language like English. It's really important too in academic success, because almost all the top universities are located in the States, so you need to know English for studying in that universities. If you want to study medicine or science, it's really important too, because almost all background material investigations are based in English. Thank you.
Is it worth it? Nowadays it is important to know English because it is in the international language, and most of the people know how to speak it or understand a little bit. It is worth it to learn English because communication is something vital and for everyday's routine. It has benefits in business aspects. For example, you have a business meeting and it is an international meeting, and it also helps by filling when you have to fill documents or international papers. If you like to travel, it could be really useful to communicate with people, because most of the countries recognize English as the international and the main language of the world.
I'm going to talk about some techniques that can be useful to learn a second language. First, you must use a dictionary to acquire new vocabulary. Then you can apply methods that you can enjoy, like hearing music in English, meanwhile you read the lyrics. Also watch movies in English, meanwhile you look the subtitles. You can also watch videos, read books in English, and things like that. The point is practice at the same time that you're enjoying doing it. There are a lot of ways that you can apply English meanwhile you're doing activities that you like. In fact, you can do whatever you want to practice this language, like doing practices with your friends, like having a small conversation about things about your life, your daily time, how you spend weekends, or maybe just what you eat in breakfast. The point is enjoying it and don't hesitate doing it.